All right. So we have both good and bad news. Yesterday, when I was streaming the Mortal Kombat 2 reveal trailer and previous event, the big wigs at Warner Brothers decided that not only was my stream somehow not entertaining enough, but it was actually a policy violation, something that nobody else seemed to have gotten in the space. Basically, everyone, if they did like a live reaction, somehow was able to edit the video later or clip it out or whatnot. But for my one, they decided to just nuke it. And in my previous video, I showcased that they even claimed that they had on numerous occasions told me that they wanted me to pause the video to stop streaming or like pausing like the content. And I proved it in my stream yesterday that they literally gave me a 4-minute window to do it, right? And when you're streaming, who the hell is looking at their fucking email? Like, seriously, you're sitting there, you're talking to chat, reading the chat, you're talking about what's going on in your stream. Nobody's sitting there with fucking Hotmail open, right? I just think they got cranky because I was very entertaining. That's a joke, by the way. But we're going to talk about this, right? Because, like, it really sort of pissed me off. Because YouTube is just ridiculous. Like, you know, we are creating transformative content over here, as well as other channels. Before I continue further, big shout out to Dynasty for looking out for me on his video over on his channel. Shout out to my brother. Even got into a chat with True Underdog because I noticed a tweet that he'd made that people were starting to get hit with copyright claims. But I didn't get hit with a copyright claim. They took that shit down. Now the good news is that my strike was removed because I appealed it and I won. And they literally came back and said, it wasn't as bad as we thought. What do you think was as bad as you thought? What the fuck do you think I was doing over here? I even said the bald jade wasn't that unattractive. Right? What the, like, am I missing something here? What exactly did you think I was doing? And there was a lot of, you know, people trying to figure out, oh, maybe it's because people said something or whatever. No, because when you get a strike, you have to go, well, you don't have to, but in order to get the warning or the strike removed in 90 days, you have to submit yourself to their training so you understand what you have to do, what it means to be a YouTuber. And in this particular case, it was all about, well, is it okay to stream this content? Do you have the right permissions? It was nothing to do with making the community unsafe or no threatening content or anything like that. Not even showing violence, right? None of that was an issue. It was all because we were streaming the actual video like everyone else, right? So they removed the strike, but they won't put the stream back up. It was a damn entertaining stream, I'm not going to lie, right? That was a lot of fun with me and the boys. That was great. But they aren't putting it up, and that's fine. I don't care. Like, you take a video down, whatever, like, it's just a video, right? But the principle of the matter and the absolute desecration of probably some of the last goodwill that even some of the bigger YouTubers that pretty much do toe the line and are very sort of happy in regards to what is put out by, you know, NetherRealm or Warner Brothers or the associated sphere of entertainment content, like a Mortal Kombat movie. I think I saw Uncaged Games' original thumbnail, right? And then I saw, well, I think I did. And then I saw, like, his current thumbnail, the reaction one. And it was just like this, right? I could see the weaponized depression, right? Now, I could be wrong, but, like, I noticed that, like, as time went on after my sort of, you know, stream got removed, more and more people were coming out and saying, no, that everyone got hit. Everyone got hit, right? And your fucking, like, low range, you know, excitement for myself to even bother with this movie. I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe we'll go to the cinema. Maybe, right? Maybe. You just killed it. And I wouldn't be surprised in your stupid fucking arrogance, Warner Brothers, that you have killed the good graces that some of these people that are very sort of positive people, who always put across, you know, a very sort of, you know, very happy-go-lucky, positive outlook, by and large, with their content regarding Mortal Kombat or Injustice or anything sort of Warner Brothers properties. You do this, right, over a fucking trailer. A fucking trailer, right? And the problem with YouTube is that they just sit back and they go, well, this person made a claim against you. They don't investigate it. They just instantly strike you, right? And it's on us to then appeal the strike. Now, most people do win those because nobody's going to get dragged to court because you made a transformative video or stream talking about a fucking Mortal Kombat trailer. Nobody's going to waste the money, and they would lose. They would always lose because under fair use, we're allowed to cover it. But as it seems moving forward, probably for a lot of content creators, including myself, and it might be slightly boring, but having some sort of trailer that we cover, now we're going to have in the back of our head, oh, are they just going to flag everyone? Right? I even saw something come up saying, oh, but you need to be on the approved list. What are you fucking talking about? Right? You're putting it out on a public free platform. Right? I'm not asking fucking permission to stream your slop, right? You're even lucky I even allowed that shit on my channel, right? But seriously, the shattered Warner Brothers logo in the thumbnail is exactly what I think some of these creators are probably going through right now. They're just like, they knew they were bad, right? But then they're like, yeah, maybe, you know, maybe just, you know, that's so good, Ton. That's not so good. We shouldn't have, you know, they just take things too far, eh? It's too far, right? This is so out of hand. Unbelievable shit. Made my throat sore. Still recovering from my tonsillitis, strep throat rubbish that I've had going on. Right. So, it just amazes me that, you know, without even thinking about it, right, Warner Brothers decide to have in place, you know, this sort of system. And it didn't kick in straight away. Because keep in mind, they said it was 1 o'clock launch time, my time, to watch the trailer. We then had to sit there for a fucking hour, right? And, like, it was alright, like, it was fun, we made it fun, right? But we had to sit there for an hour with this random select, or, you know, press 1 or 2 and you know, you'll choose who the next... Shut the fuck up, it's a pre-recorded video. Nobody's buying that shit, right? It's a pre-recorded video, alright? When I come back to YouTube a couple of months back, whenever it was, I did the same thing. I did a pre-recorded setup, right? So that way it was all laid out, you know, I activated the video, right? When people first saw me on screen, I thought I was back, but I wasn't back because obviously I was doing things that you can't do in real time, you know, with editing and stuff, right? And then I eventually was there live, like, properly. And this is the same shit. This is a pre-recorded video. It wouldn't have mattered if I typed 69. Right, because I'm a rebel. Right, rebel without a hairline. Anyway, so I'm like, all right, fine. We'll you know, we'll entertain this for an hour, and then they finally get around to the trailer. So that was an hour later. That was 2 o'clock. Right, it took them over an hour. Right, 3:09, I believe, was the timestamp, or the first email I got saying, we're going to pause your stream until you stop streaming the content. Didn't even say what the fucking content was. And then 4 minutes later, they nuke it entirely. Like I'm just constantly going to be looking at my fucking email all the time in case YouTube decides to have a shit fit over something. You're a joke, right? You are stifling content creativity, you know, and whether I like it or not, is immaterial. It was free publicity for your garbage fucking film. And you have done so much damage with this. Right? So much damage that, like, the people that are really diehard sort of defending this type of stuff and being excited for are now going to be on caution alert. They're going to be like, maybe I'll just sit back. And I think on Twitter, Uncaged Games was talking about how he did almost everything he could to edit the video. And it didn't matter what he did, what filters he applied, cover-ups, anything like that sort of shit. It's still managed to just get clear. I mean, you shouldn't be streaming content. Well, maybe you shouldn't be making shit fucking Mortal Kombat movies. You ever thought about that? Right? Well, let's talk about that, because I talked about it yesterday, and believe me, this isn't going to be the last time I'm going to be talking about this, right? Because I'm get real sick and tired. I have seen... Now, listen, I'm not a fan... sorry, I'm not against bald women. Some of them can be very hot, right? Rubbing heads together, right? Like two testicles in a sack. Anyway, forget I said that. But you get people out there that are like, oh, it doesn't matter. Who cares if she's bald? You're not a Mortal Kombat fan, right? This is fan fiction. These two movies, they're fan fiction, right? And I'm tired of pretending they're not, right? You sit out there and you go, oh, yeah, who cares? I had some fucking guy in the chat yesterday go, you should be grateful. You should be grateful that we're even getting a Mortal Kombat movie. Like, I don't have access to watch the old shit. Like, I can't go back and watch the 95 movie, or Annihilation, or the Legacy series, or Defenders of the Realm, or Conquest, or the animated fucking movies. You should be grateful. Shut the fuck up. I can watch whatever I want. I will never be blackpilled where the current slop ruins the previous stuff. It doesn't work like that with me. Same with the Harry Potter TV series, the Lord of the Rings. I don't care if it's crap, because I have the great stuff. I don't need the modern day slop, you know, and I will never be blackpilled. I'll be like, oh my god, this is so bad, it's ruined all classic MK for me. No. It doesn't work like that. Right? I acknowledge that it's shit. As long as it doesn't stink over here with the great ones that still exist, I'm all good. Which is why I'm excited for the Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. Right? Because I don't need modern day NRS crap. Right? We're going to have the greats. Right? Hopefully other ones that they'll hopefully announce at some point. Right? So I'm watching the trailer. It's like, it's alright. You know, the trailer's pumping, whatever, right? But it still looks... It almost looks like you gave, you know, fucking Redditors and cosplayers a big budget and said, alright, off you go. Go rent some sets. Go do whatever you want. You know. Nah, man. Nope. I'm sorry. Like, it's just gonna be shit. It's gonna be absolute fucking shit. Right? Because we have, to a degree, a fan base of Mortal Kombat people who will just accept slop because it's got a logo of Mortal Kombat on the side. Right? And then they'll say people like me who don't like the fanfic changes that they make and call us fake fans, or you're not a real Mortal Kombat fan. Right? The best news, I mean this sincerely, the best news in a decade. Actually, fuck it. Let's go all the way back to MK, like the first reveal of MK9. Since then, the best news I've had regarding Mortal Kombat has been the Legacy Collection. That's the best news. Mortal Kombat 10, 11, MK1, Injustice. Well, they're not Mortal Kombat, you know what I'm saying, right? But it's all shit, right? It is not designed for me. It's designed for somebody else, right? If you like it, God bless. Enjoy it. Don't get blackpilled and think that, you know, my opinion is going to change the narrative. It's not going to change shit. I'm just venting and talking about what I believe in and what I feel about stuff, right? But I can promise you that they could put out 100 Mortal Kombat games, and I don't give a fuck, because we got the Legacy Collection, right? And it's the same thing with this slop movie that's coming out, right? I saw Raiden, right, just standing there in the fucking car park, right? Like some cosplayer that got lost, you know. He's like, hey, he's like, oh, he went and found some hot blonde chick and said, hey, come over here. I'm going to talk to this old fella at the back of his car. Right? It just looked like some lost cosplayer. And in that moment, I'm like, because they had me going with the Johnny Cage in the bar, right? All the way up to the point where I saw Raiden. There is so much miscasting in this thing, and right. People have been telling me, apparently the producer, Todd Garner, or whatever his fucking name is telling people that if you watch the movie, we're going to get a reason why Jade is bald. So they knew there'd be outcry, right? They couldn't just, they didn't have to create a narrative and a plot point for the story of why the chick's bald. They could have just left the fucking hair on her. Like, and people go, it doesn't matter, who cares? Well, I fucking care. Right? I'm not saying, you know, bald chicks can't be hot, but this is a character that has never been bald. And again, man, these fucking people sit there, we love Mortal Kombat, and then they show pictures of fucking arm around Ed Boon. You know, Ed Boon signed off and all this sort of bullshit. You don't know. I feel like I know more about what Mortal Kombat is, or Total MK, or anyone else that's a massive fan of this. Old school. You know, and I'll include the 3D era people in there as well, right? Though all of us seem to know more of the pulse of Mortal Kombat than the fucking co-creator himself. Imagine signing off on this movie. And I know what people are saying already because I read the comments, right? It's fucking glorious. They go, Fate, it's not even out yet. How can you judge it? Well, I watched the Superman trailer, right? And that didn't make anything tickle down below. And I was right. In fact, watching that film was so scary that my penis hid behind my balls. And I fear the same thing will happen again. Thankfully, I'll make sure that I don't subject it to that sort of trauma when I watch Mortal Kombat 2, right? This is a joke. And then, so they show this trailer, like they act like this is, like, wasn't one of the comments saying, oh, it's going to be like some sort of like Avengers type thing happening? That there's going to be some sort of like Avengers type fight? I'm like, great, here we go. They're doing Mortal Kombat 1, aren't they? They're going to do that fucking pyramid shit, aren't they? They're going to have a whole bunch of clones and shit run out, you know, or whatever. Or they'll have just characters show up as a cameo. Literally. You know, oh, there's Cabal, oh, there's Reptile, oh, there's Smoke, oh, there's Shiva, oh, there's fucking Serena, oh, there's Frost. And then all the seals will clap. Oh my god, they're in the movie. They're in the fucking movie for like a second. I can't believe... I apologize. They filmed it in my state here in Australia, so I do apologize for that. Maybe I should have gone and kicked their ass. You know what? I should have been invited down to actually, like, go over the script. Ask why Jade is bald. Right? Some of these sets look real cheap. Like, they look too clean. Like, they look like they've just been put together, right, from being in the shed. Right? And they just some of the sets just look off. They just look off, right? And I'm not one of these people that can just get excited just because it says Mortal Kombat. I can't. It doesn't do anything. Right? Because maybe it's to my detriment, but I am a Mortal Kombat realist, and a faithful servant to the true lore and story of Mortal Kombat. Right? Now, I can forgive it, like, say, with Legacy series or other ones where, you know, they may differ. Even the 95 movie, right? Where they'll differ with certain things or whatever, right? And it's not one-to-one. But the reason why I give these current movies a hard time is because they fucking came out and they said they're massive MK fans and they were going to be faithful, and they fucking lied and they made up shit that was so egregious to the story and who was chosen and all this sort of shit. Why is Johnny... Here's a question for you. Why is Johnny Cage chosen? Does he have a dragon tattoo as well? Or did they just, you know... Don't mention that anymore. I guarantee you that's what they've done. Right? Are they going to mention Melina? Right? They're going to mention, like, how do we... Like, I know they'll obviously explain Kano, but Kano looks just like Kano. Right? Maybe Shao Kahn's resurrected him or something. I don't know. Like, this is what I mean, right? This is exactly... And the same sort of fan base, or the same sort of fan base that attack you with their toxic positivity because you didn't like the current Mortal Kombat game. Right? If you like it, great. I'm happy for you. I put over 600 hours into that game to try and find some sort of happy medium. And all I found was the medium. Medium shit. Right? And I tried. At least I tried. Right? But, like, that certain fan base that'll just crucify you if you don't like it. Oh, all you do is whinge. What the fuck do you want me to be happy about? Do you want me to be like, yay, thank you for fucking the story up? Yeah, great job. Good on you, you fucking clown. Like, what the hell's wrong with people? That right there shows whether you're a real MK fan or not. Whether you give a shit about the story. John Tobias is probably over there giggling his fucking ass off, going, really? Really? Oh, just to finalize, because I watched the trailer. I watched the trailer because my son hadn't watched it, so I showed him, right? What did you say about the trailer? What did you say it looked like? Cheap. Yeah, he said it looked cheap. Right? Shout out to my son. He said it looked cheap, which is what I think I've alluded to as well, right? Scorpion, as he's Spider-Manning through the Nether Realm, why does he look like a fucking samurai? Why can they not make fucking ninjas? Is it hard? Why does the fucking ninjas in the fucking movies need to be loaded up with fucking armor like they're going into tank warfare? Why? Oh, because it looks cool. No, it doesn't. It doesn't look cool. It looks shit. Right? It looks shit. You know it looks shit. I know it looks like shit. And after all that, circle all the way back around, right? Guess what? After all that, okay? After all that, what does Warner Brothers do? Right? What do? They strike everyone over a fucking trailer. Of all things, they strike everyone over a trailer. And that goodwill, oh, these people aren't going to trust it anymore. They're not going to trust it about putting up a trailer, you know, and reacting to it. Because you guys are idiots. Like Warner Brothers are idiots. Anyway, guys, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you think.